Hey guys, welcome to a complete web application step-by-step tutorial using ASP.NET MVC5 and other related tools. I'm Ripon Datta. In this module, I'm going to show you the pagination. So let's get started. Alright, so in the last couple of tutorials, I shown you how to create application and um, the last module I shown you how to display the data from database using entity framework. The problem is all the items are showing in a single page. So today I want to show you how to break down the whole page into several pages. So first of all, we have to decide how many items we wanna show in a single page. For example, I want to show only 4 in my case, but you can customize it as you want. That's a 10 or whatever. For this demo purpose, I am just going to use 4 in page size. That means 4 item in a single page. Okay, so what else? So in this case, I just add another parameter in the list page. So as you can see, I can pass parameter something like that. Page 1, there's nothing happened because I didn't mention anything in the code. Okay, all right. So in this case, it is sending all the products to the view in a single page. Now I want to break down into the page number. So let's say I want to display the product in a order by p dot product id. Then I want to skip page -1 into page size. So I will describe you what is this. Then I want to take page size. Oops. All right. So what is this? Basically, this is order by. You already got it. So skip page -1. So our default value for page is 1. So for the first page, it will be 1 minus 1. That means 0. So 0 into page size, that means 0. That means in the first page we are not going to skip any record. Then take page size, that means it will take 4 items. For example, whenever the page equal to the page number 2, it will skip page -1, which is 2 minus 1. That means 1 into page size, that means 4. That means we will skip 4 items, then we will take 4 item page size. So I think you got it. Now let's run it, then see. Alright, as you can see, we have item 1, item 2, item 3 and item 4. Then what about? This is basically, as I can say, page num 1. So let's go to the page num 2. Yep, these are the values for page 2. So we have 1, 2 and 3. That means we don't have any more value. Let's see in page 3. It's nothing. Alright, so what is happening? I can show you using debugging also. So let's put a breakpoint over here. Then for the page 1, so as you can see, page equal 1. Next, then you will see the result. So we have the values for the first 4 items. Oops. So continue. So this is our first 4. Then what about the phase 2? Now phase equal to, as you can see, so it will skip 2 minus 1, that means 1 into page size, which is 4. That means it will skip first 4 items. So this is the reason, that's why I am taking as parameter. And by default I am using 1. That means if we don't specify any page number, then it will show the first page. Alright, so now in this case we have only one problem, that in the page we don't have any page number. So I can show you again that we can navigate through the URL, but we need to what we have to have a page number there, page 1, page 2, something like that. So as you can see, so we can basically navigate through the page number in the URL, but we don't have any navigation buttons here. So what we need to do is we need to add the page number in the page. So how can you do it? We can do it in several ways, but I will show you a nice one you can follow in other applications. Let's create a model in the web UI. Let's say this is paging info. Okay, the paging info, I want to put some properties, total items, that means it will show the total items, items per page, current page, and we will get how many pages are there. So we can get it by what? Total items divided by items per page. So that's it. Then I want to add folder called HTML helpers. The HTML helpers, I want to add a class called paging helpers. Okay, so in the paging helpers, I want to make it as aesthetic. Then I want to make a aesthetic method which is page links. You might notice I used in this case this keyword because this is an extension method. Add the namespace. I need to add the namespace which is MVC, and namespace for page info, namespace for string builder. What else? That's it. Okay, so if you are not familiar with extension method, I have a tutorial in YouTube, you can search it. This is extension method in C#. So this is the extension method, and this is the convention that extension method, the class must be a static class and the method itself also an static method. Then the first parameter of the method should be using this. First there should be this, then the parameter. Okay, so in this case I used some namespaces. you might notice that online shopping, OBI, models, MVC, text. So you have to add those things. Alright, so this is our extension method. I can discuss about this. Basically, in this case, we are building a string. So in this case, I'm using a string builder. Then I'm going to for integer I equal 1 to paging info total page. That means we have to calculate how many pages, because I'm going to create the page URLs in this case, which is page links. So if there is a 2 page, that means there should be 2 page link. I mean, in here I will show you page number 1, page number 2. If this is, there is a 2 page. If there are 4 pages, then it will be page number 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. So we will get how many pages we have to create. We will get this through paging info total pages. I already told you that from the total pages we will get total items divided items per page. So we will get the how many pages we have to create. Alright, then tag builder, you can get it. Tag builder basically create a tag. In this case, we need to add anchor tab, which is A. Then we need to add the href hyperreference, then page URL, which is basically will pass through the method. If you are not familiar with func, you can look at the Google. Basically, in the func, we can delegate a method to another method. Alright, so then in the inner HTML, I am showing only the page number, which is, you might notice I 1, 2, 3, something like that, or you can add another things as well. Then what else? In the I, basically I add some classes, CSS classes, selected, button primary. These are basically if the I is the current page, then we want to see this is a selected page, I mean current page. So selected and button primary, these are basically bootstrap classes. And finally we are getting the result, and we are sending by creating HTML string, MVC HTML string. That's it. Okay, then I need to add this reference to web config file. So there are two web config file, as you can see. Web config, this is for the project, and another web config, this is for the view. So you must select the web config in the views, then add namespace online shopping store web UI dot HTML helpers. Oops. All right. Now I want to add a product view model. So let's create a product view model. Let's say products list view model. Okay, then I want to add two properties. One is IEnumerable product, so I need to add the namespace for product, which is the domain entities. And okay, because paging info is in the same namespace, as you notice, in the same namespace, so we don't need to add the namespace for paging info. Now go to the product controller. In this case, I sent the product directly to the view. Now I want to send the product using product list view model. So products list view model. Let's say model equal new model. So in the new model, what else? Everything is okay as before. So, and we want to pass only model. All right. So it should be products equal this one, then the other one, which is products paging info. So paging info equal new paging info, and the first current page is the page, then items per page, which is page size. This one, page size. Then what else? Total items, which is basically repository dot products dot count. So we'll get how many products are we have in the repository. All right. So what is the error? This is for this one. Okay. And what? Then we'll pass through the model to the view. So in this case, the error is coming from the view. So let's go to the view. The view, basically we are receiving entity. So instead of this entity, it will be what? Web UI dot models dot product view model. Now you might notice product controller. So this is still error. Why? Oh, in this case, basically we are passing the model, not the list, so it will not be enumerable. That's it for the product controller. Okay. Now let's go to the list model. From the model, I need the products. Okay. Then the bottom, I want to add the page links. So okay, this is basically extension method. I am just calling that extension methods page links. So this is our paging info. You might notice if we have that one, paging info, then page URL, then this is our page URL. This is a lambda expression. So we are passing the page URL to the page links. Okay, now run the application. Alright, as you can see, now we have the page link. You might notice that is a link in bottom, localhost, then port number, then page 1, page 2. Click page 1, this is the page 1, and page 2 is the page 2. So at least we have the page links in our page or views. Now we can design it using Bootstrap or other CSS framework. So now the thing is, this is an ugly URL, and what's then page equal to. In this case, I want to get something like that, page 1. So how can I get it? Go to the route config, and in this case I want to add one more routing configuration. I'm just copying from my other project to save time, otherwise it will take long time. So as you can see, this is another route, and route URL format, as you can see, page then page number. So it will come from the view, from this one, these numbers 1 2 3 4 5 whatever, then product controller list. Now let's see. I already have. Okay, I want to get it something page 1. Oops, because I need to run, because this is our .NET framework code. Run it again, then go to the page 1. Wow, as you can see, this is already added. So page 1, page 2. So this is basically the setting configuration in the web config, route config. So this is the routing configuration. In this case, we are basically using this routing configuration, and we have a default routing configuration, this one. And as you notice that page then page number. So the value for the page will come from the view, from the URL. All right. So thank you very much for watching this tutorial. In the next tutorial, I will show you how to use Bootstrap to styling the content. So keep in touch, and if you have any concern or any difficulty, please write your concern in the comment box, and please write your feedback in the comment box. That will be helpful for me to write more tutorials for you. Thank you.